This is the development of object 77.6-3 in the technical drawing 13th edition text. On page 246, I'm just going to get right into it. I'm going to go through the same steps I did in the previous videos. Start off L for line, and then PER for my perpendicular snap. Okay, did not put that in the correct layer, so I'm going to do that really quick. Okay. Alright, I'm going to move that line, copy it, draw a line perpendicular to those, like extend that line and then trim these ends. Okay, and I will make myself a reference grid over here as well, copy that line to my points of interest. And I can't stress enough how important it is to make sure that you are using your snaps, or your answers just won't be correct. Okay, now again I'm going to call the line on the back of the object my reference plane. Okay, and I'm going to use the offset command to offset my lines. Okay, and I'm just going to do that very quickly. Okay, again I'm going to work on the 2367 plane first. Okay, and the the lines that intersect to form the point 2 will be right here, because 2 lies on the very front and is projected down this line. Okay, point 6 lies all the way on the reference plane and is projected along the same line that 2 is. Okay, point 7 lies one line up from the reference plane and it's projected down this line. Point 3 is one line back from the very front down the same line that 3 is on, and there's a line running between 2 and 3 here, so the same thing will happen here. Okay, and that's what that looks like. That's what that plane looks like in the projected view. Alright, so now I'll do the 3487 plane. So I already know that point 3 is here. Point 4 lies one line closer to the reference plane, but it's projected down a different line, as you can see here. Point 8 lies one line further toward the reference plane, or closer to the reference plane, down the same line that 4 is on. Okay. Point 7 we've already found, and again I mentioned that you may want to number as you go along. It may help you. Okay, so I've done those 2 planes, and now let's do the top of the object. And again I'm expecting a rectangle or a square shape. Actually it'll be a rectangle. I want to find point 2, and that is here, and then point 1 is in the back, and then I can go across to point 10. It's projected down the same line. There's point 10, and then back to point 6, which we've already found. Okay, which is right here. I'll just turn that the construction lines off real quick and let you take a look. Okay, that's not what I expected actually when I when I did this object, but that's what it is. So just have to keep going with it. I'm going to turn the construction lines back on because we're not quite finished yet. We have to find some hidden lines. Okay, now I can tell that there are going to be some hidden lines running from this point and this point. Okay, and they'll go back all the way to where point 5 and point 9 are. Alright, if I look closer at this, I'm expecting a rectangle because 0.5 and 9 are directly behind 0.4 and 8. Okay, and same thing here, 9 lies directly behind 0.5, 8 lies directly behind 0.4. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to start off at 0.4. I know where it is. Okay, now I know there's a line running between 0.4 and 0.5. Okay, so I'll just draw that line, and 0.5 projects here, and I can tell that it lies along the same line that 0.4 does. It's the third line from the front. Okay, so that's where 0.5 is. Alright, and then there's a line running between 0.5 and 0.9. Well, 0.9 is just one line closer to the reference plane, and there's a line running from 0.9 to 0.8. Okay, we already found 8 earlier. 8 lies along that same projection line as 9, but it lies on the very front of the object. Okay, now all those 3 lines I just drew are going to be hidden lines, so I'm going to change those layers, and I'll change the line type in a minute. Now I can see that there's a line running between 0.5 and 0.1. Okay, well, we found 0.5 just a minute ago. It's right here. Okay, 0.1 we also found. It's in the back of the object at the very top. Okay, so that line will also run. There'll be a line running between 0.5 and 0.1 in your auxiliary view. Okay, there's a line running between 0.9 and 0.10. Okay, same thing is true in the auxiliary view. 0.9 we found as well is located right here, and 10 we found earlier. 10 is in the very back of the object at the top. Okay, and that's where that line will lie. Alright, so I'm going to go into my properties panel just real quick and change my line type scale to 15 so you can see it a little easier. Turn off my construction layer. Okay, and that's what the auxiliary view of that entire object looks like. And in fact, let me show you a completed version with the numbering. Okay, and there you can see it, and there was the original. Alright, again, number like I did on mine so you can answer the questions properly, and we'll just switch over to the Inventor 3D model, and that's what it looks like. Okay, I'm going to use that same tool that I showed you earlier, and I want to line up perpendicularly to that plane, and then I want to go to the view and look at my hidden edge, and you can see that's what the 3D model confirms what I showed you in AutoCAD. Okay, and that concludes the development for object 7.6-3.